Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, Patsun, and today we're going to be taking a look at r/relationship advice, where OP finds out that his girlfriend is one of the worst human beings in the planet. Let's begin. My girlfriend was sexually assaulted, unless. Posted by Reddit user Dabbly.
This morning, all I knew is that basically my girlfriend woke up naked in some stranger's house with no memory of the last 8 hours and she thought she was drugged. She seemed extremely traumatized about what happened. Since then, some new info has come to light, and I'm not sure how to reconcile everything. Essentially, I tried to get her to come home with me a couple times over the span of about an hour, and after the daylight savings rollback, I left around 1:10 as I was really tired and she was insistent on staying. She found a group of friends she hadn't seen in a while and decided to hang out with them, and they seemed trustworthy and nice and said they'd make sure she was safe. After I left, she says she can't remember anything about 10 to 20 minutes after I left until 8 this morning. According to the friends in that friend group she hung out with though, what they say happened is that they were very insistent on trying to get her to come with them back to their Airbnb where she'd be safe, but she really wanted to go home with and hang out with this one random dude. Despite them pleading with her not to go, she decided to anyway, according to that friend group. She also forgot her purse at this person's house, and I left a note on his door with my number so I could try and get it back. He eventually called me and we talked, and what he said happened is pretty comparable to what the friend group said happened as she left with him. He also said that she seemed fairly sober, and they talked for multiple hours about things, and the things he mentioned were definitely things she'd talk about, like specific topics about her interests, and that they watched a few episodes of a show that her and I have been watching. So that seemed to add some validity to what he was saying. And then he said eventually she started kissing him and gave him a blowjob, and then he went down on her. He also said he was nervous and asked if the police would be involved because he was getting Instagram messages about taking advantage of a drunk girl. But I have no idea who would do that. As far as I'm aware, he's a complete stranger, so I don't know who would know what happened. Talked with girlfriend about this, and she said that she's upset that I'm believing the person who abused her over her, but she still has no memory of what happened. And a lot of what he said is things that he wouldn't really otherwise know without it being somewhat true. Also that it's really out of character for her. And it is, like I left for 30 minutes to get my car as I parked fairly far away and didn't want to pay for an Uber home, and when I came back, she was telling some dude not to touch her since she has a boyfriend. I don't really know what would have changed in the 20 minutes after I left. In terms of what the guy said, since he was so specific and accurate in terms of the pre-sex stuff, it feels like it's honest. But then maybe he lied about the sex stuff. But if she was roofied or something, wouldn't she not be coherent and be able to talk with him for several hours? Am I crazy for thinking it's weird for this dude to roofie her and then talk with her for several hours, watch a show, and then rape her? I also woke up around 4:30 and saw she wasn't back and called her. And when I called her, she said she was fine and safe and having a good time and not to worry. I just don't really know what to think. I love her so much.
OP, you kind of gloss over the fact that you called her at 4:30 in the morning. If the timelines are saying she was at his house at that point and she answered and told you everything was all good, OP, I think we all know what's happening here. You need to put your foot down and tell her to get tested for the presence of drugs. If she refuses or gives an excuse, then there's your answer. You can't be expected to blindly accept what she is saying and then be given a different but more plausible account of that same night, and for her to just tell you to just believe her. That's not how that works, OP. Look, if the drug test comes back negative, then you just got yourself a cheater. And the worst kind too. The kind that falsely accuses people of rape when they cheated. One of the absolute worst human beings on the planet. A true piece of shit. Look, actual victims of sexual assault gets a hard enough time getting believed as is. And then we have fuckers like this, who lies about it, uses it as a weapon, as a threat. I just lost more faith in humanity. And now, for OP's update.
TLDR, we broke up. Honestly, this update is gonna be a bit weird, mostly because it's not really related to the original situation at all. Ultimately, I chose to believe her and support her. On Wednesday, I was going through some of our old photos we had sent each other and found a picture she had sent me of her ex reaching out to her about 1.5 years ago. She essentially was complaining about it and sent him a message that she didn't want to talk to him anymore. The weird thing was she has this gay friend with the same first name. I had asked her about it and she said they're two different people, but what was interesting was that the Instagram handle of her ex was the same as her gay friend. I called her and asked her about it, and she said that they have the same first name and last initial and just kinda brushed off the Instagram handles being the same. What was weird is that I refreshed his page and his handle was suddenly different. I feel like I was going crazy since I looked at my view history and it didn't have his old handle anywhere. I looked up his Facebook and went through some old photos, and there were photos of them being a couple. I don't really know how to describe it, but you know what I mean. Anyway, again, I thought this was incredibly weird, but tried to just be okay with it, since even though it seemed weird, I trusted her, or at least really wanted to. She hung out with him at a bar to watch a basketball game on Wednesday night, and then she texted me SOS and said he was being super mean to her, and that she wanted me to come over and get her. So I go over there, very briefly meet him. Like when I get there, he gives me this really awkward handshake, says can I get a hug for the road to her, and then leaves. At this point she's being super self-destructive, saying she wants to black out drinking. Some random dudes offer for her to do coke and she wants to do it. But I talk her out of it. Etc. Either way I stay with her to make sure she stays safe, and eventually we close down the bar at 2 in the morning. After this she says, I need to make up with him, the gay friend. So she drives over there and I follow her to make sure she's okay. And she goes into his house or whatever to talk it out. And at this point I go home. I don't really know why, but last night I decided that I just felt really weird and wanted to see if there was anything weird going on, so I went through her phone. I took a few screenshots of what I found and sent them to myself.
So OP posted a link to a screenshot that he took, and it will be on your screen right now. But if you want to read at your own pace, I will put the link in the description box down below.
I kinda stopped after going back a few days. I kinda wish I went further back. I don't know what I was expecting, but I confronted her about it, and she denied everything. The text at Wednesday at 11:34 p.m. would have been somewhat shortly after I arrived, and she did go to the bathroom a few times, so I assume she was texting him in there. But she still insisted that they're two different people. The cuddling thing she explained as, I'm not allowed to cuddle my best friend. And that they had talked about moving in together as friends. The Facebook photos, yeah, I've known him for a long time. I also found some random person that just started texting her a couple days ago. I assume because she gave him her number. And he was being kinda flirty. And they were arranging to meet up for drinks. And we had this trip planned this weekend, and she said, oh, my coworkers and I are going on 20 trip. When I asked her about that, she said that guys don't want to be friends with her if she has a boyfriend. Honestly, I don't know. I hate that I feel like I'm the crazy one and questioning everything. Like I don't know if I did the right thing. Like maybe I read too much into things. I feel bad that I might have made a mistake and confronted her about something that could have like some weird explanation. I just don't really know what's going on anymore. Either way, we broke up from that discussion. She wanted to break up because I don't trust her and snooping through her phone is not okay. And on my end, I just didn't trust her. I hate this. I hate being alone, and I really feel like I can't do better because I haven't been able to do better in the past. I hate not knowing if I'm crazy.
I can't believe this. No, this can't be a true story, right? OP, when she said that guys don't want to be friends with her if she has a boyfriend, dude, that's like the moment in a horror movie that people are screaming at the screen telling that character to run. So why are you still there? Even after all of that falsely accusing someone of rape bullshit. Tell us, OP.
Why are you still here?
Either you're a really good internet troll or you're one of the dumbest fucks on this planet. Okay, I'm sorry. OP. The heartbreaking thing is, a lot of people genuinely think all they deserve is being someone else's option. This chick was scamming you from the very beginning. There was a mountain of evidence that you were too close to see, or you just chose to ignore it. It happens. There's millions of people that can relate. Just look at this subreddit. Just look at Surviving Infidelity, cheating stories. There's millions of people who have suffered the same fate. You're not alone. Take a few days. Feel like shit. Stress eat some shitty food and binge watch some shitty sitcom or something. Then move on with your life. No one deserves to be in a relationship with a snake. No one. And now for today's second story. My friend is cheating on her boyfriend with the guy I like. Posted by Reddit user Suki Hoshi.
So, I started working at the business process outsourcing industry, and I met this guy, and I'm starting to like him or to fall in love with him, which is kind of funny. Since someone told me building a relationship in a BPO industry is considered traumatizing because of cheating, I never believed that someone, and right now, I'm kind of second guessing everything. So back to when I met this guy and we instantly click with each other. We would always greet each other whenever we would run with each other at the halls. We would talk with each other in our break time, lunch, or any of our free time. We will even hang out after our shift. So, after a month of hanging out with him, I start to like him and I tell my friend everything. How we met, how I'm starting to like him. I'm even asking for an advice. Tragedy comes for me. I failed my training and I had to be on leave for 2 weeks because the company is reprofiling me to another department, only to come back and know from my other teammates that my friend and the guy I like is hanging out. The guy I like confessing that he liked my friend entertaining him and is secretly going on dates with him after their shift ended, all while telling me how she supports me, they're only friends, and that she really loves her boyfriend but is planning to break up with him for the guy I like. Right now, I'm starting to move on and focus on my work. Not like we had anything going on though, but it still hurts. And I still don't know whether to tell her boyfriend that his girlfriend is cheating on him or not. And how would I even reach out to him because I barely know the guy. I only saw him once. Edit. Just to make it clear, the guy doesn't know that she's in a relationship. She pretty much keep it a secret and only told me and some of our teammates. Another edit. I tried confessing to him before all the drama of my friend going places with him, but she pretty much stops me and said I should let him make the first move because it's unladylike for me to make a move first.
Oh, OP. Okay. This brings back some memories. So allow me, your friendly neighborhood creepy Uncle Pattsun, to tell you a tale from long ago. As someone who has once worked as a supervisor for a BPO company, I've gotta say, I've seen this a handful of times myself with my own eyes. That's right, OP. Whoever told you that cheating was abundant in that industry, they were not lying. There was lots of cheating, lots of sex, and alcohol, sometimes even inside the offices themselves. The fire exits, stairwells, toilet cubicles, you name it. If it was a place that has no security cameras, yeah, people had sex there. Oh man, that really brings me back. So for those of you who are wondering what the hell is a BPO company, well, business process outsourcing companies is just fancy phrasing for call centers. That's all it is, a call center. So there you go. The more you know. Okay, so back on topic. OP, tell the boyfriend. She isn't your friend if she did that behind your back. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just fucking forget about her, dude. If she finds out that you told her boyfriend, so what of it? You should tell her that she shouldn't be fucking other men while she is in a committed relationship, or stabbing their friends in the back. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my YouTube channel for you to watch absolutely free. So consider clicking that super thanks just below the video title, or you can use my PayPal in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, make sure to subscribe to Pattsun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.